If the sound, yeah, it's working. Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or whenever you're watching this. I'm Susan. This is Comeback Yoga. We'll be starting in just a minute. Um, uh, you can set up your mat and set up your space. And I'm set up, you might notice, against the wall here. That's this little help for me for balance. Sometimes I can put my elbow against the wall or lean against the wall a little bit, and it helps give me a little bit extra balance support. And welcome. Hi, I'm Susan. This is Comeback Yoga Level 2 class. We'll be practicing together for 50 minutes, and you can just get your mat set out and your space set out. You just need about 2 feet by 6 feet. This is a pretty standard class. We warm up, we do some strength work and balance work and flexibility work, and then we stretch a little bit, cool down, and we rest a little, and then we're done. If you're not familiar with Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit. We offer yoga and meditation classes to people who have military service in their background and their friends and family. And we have in person classes or on PBS. We have our YouTube channel, and we have lots of different ways that you can connect with us. I hope you'll do that. If you have any questions, you can contact our amazing staff, comebackyoga.org. And please do that if you have any questions, if you need anything. Otherwise, let's get started with our class together. You can fold your legs as you like, put your hands on the tops of your knees. And the first thing we do when we come to practice is we set the intention that we're going to practice, right? You've already done that. Good for you. And then you set up your space, create a space for your physical practice. You've done that too. Then you turn your attention and your senses to your practice. You turn your senses inward. You turn your attention to your practice, and you consider, oh, what am I gonna do? And let your body settle down, and your mind settle down, your thoughts settle down, and you give yourself the time to transition from the things that you were doing before this to the things that you're going to do now. This is your time to give yourself an easeful transition, and you can start to notice your breath, your inhales and your exhales. Notice your natural, regular breath. Right. Turn and however you are, you can stay sitting if you want to, but you could come and lie down on your mat. Put your hands on the top of your stomach, and you can walk your feet a little apart from each other, rock your knees a little bit, and go a little bit deeper into paying attention to your breath, your inhales and your exhales. Once you've done that for a little while, you can bring your knees in toward your chest and rock a little bit, stretching out your low back, stretching out your hips. Move through your feet, your ankles, and your toes. And take your left leg long and keep your right knee pulled in softly towards your torso. And switch legs. Hold on to your left leg. Your right leg goes long. Stretch it out. And both knees in toward your chest. Take your hands behind your head. Curl up and roll up. Cross your legs and lean forward and stretch your back. Lifting your torso. Put your left hand down on the floor. Your right arm stretches up and over. Your right hand on the floor and your left arm stretches up and over. Your left arm wraps behind you. Your right hand comes to your left leg. Your right arm wraps behind you. Your left hand comes to your right leg. And bring your legs back towards each other. Wrap your arms underneath your legs and roll back onto your back. Bringing your knees into your chest, drawing circles with your knees. Hold on to your left leg. Your right leg goes long. Press out through your heel. Switch legs. Hold on to your right leg. Your left leg goes long. Both knees in toward your chest. Hands behind your head. Assist your head up. Lift your heels. Roll up to seated. Cross your legs and lean over your legs. Lift your torso. One hand down. Other arm reaches up and over. One hand down. Other arm reaches up and over. Wrap one arm around behind your body. Your other hand comes to your opposite knee. One arm behind your body. Your other hand comes to your opposite knee. Gather your legs in. Lean forward and roll back onto your back one more time. Knees into your chest. Draw circles. Hold on to one leg. Your other leg stretches long along the floor. And switch sides. And stretch. Both knees in. Kick up your heels. Roll yourself up. Soles of your feet together. Knees point left and right. And curl forward. And allow your hips to stretch out. And lift your torso. Cross your legs underneath you. Bring yourself in a table position. Walk yourself onto your mat with your hands on your knees. And let your hips lean left and right. Shifting weight onto your left knee. Assist or bring your right foot forward in between your hands. You might be on your fingertips or you might be on your palms. Depends on how long your arms are and how you feel about bringing your leg forward. You can move your hips forward and back, using movement to stretch. And focus on your soft inhales and your soft exhales. Breathe in and breathe out. Holding your hands down, bringing your leg in front, back behind you. Draw a little circle with your heel. And bend your knee and lift your thigh a little. And put both knees down. We're back into table, leaning hips left and right. And moving into cat and cow, lifting and lowering your stomach. Curling your spine, lifting and allowing your spine to move through all the different ways it can move. Shifting weight onto your right knee and stepping your left foot forward. You can assist your foot forward with your hands or just step forward. Your fingertips or your palms are on the floor, again, depending on how long your arms are and how comfortable you feel in this position. You're moving your hips forward and back, using movement to help stretch your body. Bringing your leg up in front, back behind you. Bird dog, draw a circle with your heel. Bend your knee and lift your thigh. And both knees down. Walk your knees out a little bit. Put your big toes together. Walk your hands back and lift up into kneeling. Once you're in kneeling, you can roll through your shoulders. Take your hands together in front of you and recall the beginning of class when we were sitting and paying attention to your breath, turning your senses inward. Take a scan of your body from the top of your head, through your neck, through your shoulders, your arms, your hands, through your torso, your hips, your legs, your feet, and your toes. Inhale to reach up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, your left arm down, your right arm up and over. Inhale to lift. Wrap your right arm around behind you. Your left hand comes across over towards your right hip. Unwrapping, your right arm comes up and over. Your right arm wraps around behind you. Left hand to your right hip and switch sides. Right hand to your left hip and your left arm wraps around behind you. And bring your shoulders forward, roll through your shoulders, up, back, and down. Place your hands on the floor, lean forward in upward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, walk your hands back, and glide into forward fold toward the back of your mat. Can lean your hips left and right. Walking your hands up your legs. Stand at the back of your mat. You can walk back and feel the edge of the mat with your heels. Inhaling to sweep your arms and reach up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, sitting back into your heels and easing into a chair pose. Inhale to shift weight onto your right foot. Your left heel comes up, your left knee turns out, hands together, tilt your tree towards the left. Inhaling to lift your torso, turn your left knee forward, step your left foot forward, and tilt in the pyramid pose. Your legs are straight-ish. Your torso is straight-ish, hinging from your hips. Bend your knees a little to lift, stepping forward onto your left foot, your right. Toes to the floor, right knee turns out to the side, and tilt your tree over to the right. Inhaling to lift, your right knee points forward, your right foot steps forward, and straightening, lengthening your spine, tilting into pyramid pose. Bending your knees to lift up, gliding your left foot into tree pose. This time your tree pose stays tall. Your foot comes to the inside of your lower standing leg. And stepping forward towards the top of your mat, your right foot comes to the inside of your standing left leg. Tree pose, balancing, breathing. Stepping together, you're at the top of your mat. Inhaling to reach up to the ceiling. Exhaling, arms out to the walls. Place your hands on the fronts of your legs. Hinge into a half or maybe a quarter forward fold. Bringing your left hand to your left hip, wrapping your left arm around behind your body. Your right hand slides down the direction of your knee. Bend your knees to lift. And switching sides, your right arm wraps around behind you. You're hinging into soft, maybe a quarter rather than a half forward fold. Your left hand slides down in the direction of your left knee. Bend your knees to lift, sweeping your arms out to T. Inhale, exhale, hands down to the floor. Stepping your left foot back, your left heel comes down, and lifting into warrior one. Your front knee bends, your arms reach up to the ceiling. And press your hands towards each other like you were holding a ball between your hands, like a volleyball or a basketball. And use the strength of your arms pressing together to settle your shoulders onto your upper back. Your gaze is steady, smooth, just like your breath, your inhales and your exhales. Take your right arm forward, parallel to the floor. Flip your palm down. Take your left arm down and back. And open to the side a little bit. We're easing into warrior two. Your front knee bends perhaps a little more. You can scoot your front foot forward a little. You can ease your back foot back a little, kick your back heel back just a teeny bit more. Then extend from your center out through all your limbs, center up through the crown of your head, center down through your feet. Refine your posture. Keep refining your posture by finding your strength, by listening to your breath, by lengthening your spine, activating the muscles in your legs, releasing your arms down, putting your hands down onto the floor, back heel dials up. Get a little momentum going, step together, top of your mat. Inhaling to come up to a quarter forward fold. It's a pretty high forward fold. And ease into half forward fold. Up to a quarter forward fold. And sit back in the chair pose. Any amount of chair pose. Just moving weight into your heels, moving your hips back. You can bring your hands together in front of you. Inhaling to reach up, exhaling, bringing your arms out, hinging forward. You can place your hands onto the floor. Stepping your right foot back, putting your heel down, lifting your torso. We're in warrior one, your other leg in front, your arms reach up. The warrior one tends to be a facing towards the short edge of your mat kind of pose. You can do it like that and see how you feel when you move your back foot back a little bit or out a little bit. You can find the optimal position for your hips and your knees and your ankles. And you take your arms overhead like you're holding the basketball between your hands once again. Feel whatever you're feeling, breathe into your body, breathe into your posture. Keep refining your posture, maybe slightly bending your front knee, moving your front foot forward a little, allowing your back heel to press down. Then taking your arms forward, your left arm stays parallel to the floor, your left palm turns down, your right arm comes down and reaches back, and we're opening to the side a little bit. You can readjust your feet, coming into warrior two. Refine your posture. Your torso can move forward and back a little and extending from your center in all directions, reaching up through the crown of your head, softening the muscles of your shoulders, engaging the muscles of your legs and your hips. Breathe. Your hands come down to the floor, back heel dials up, step together, top of your mat. Inhale to half lift, inhale to quarter lift. Exhale, bend your knees a lot and allow your torso to drape over your legs. And come all the way up to standing. Bringing your hands together in front of you, shifting weight onto your left foot. Touch your right toes back behind you. Bend your right knee, bring your heel towards your hip. Put your foot down and lean back and shift. Your left toes come back behind you. Bend your left knee, bring your heel toward your hip. Put your toes down, shift back, bring your right foot in a tree pose. And you can do one of the two variations we did before, a tilted tree or a tree with your foot on the inside of your lower leg. Or you could bring your foot up a little bit higher onto the inside of your thigh, or you could cross your ankle in front of your standing leg. So choose a different variation. Choose a variation of your tree pose. Right leg floats, and your left leg's your foundation leg. Gently releasing your floating leg, stepping down toward the back of your mat, and your left foot glides into any variation of tree pose. Again, you could do the tilted tree. You could do tree with your foot on your lower leg. You could do tree with your foot on your thigh. Or you could do tree crossing ankle over the front of your foundation leg. Stepping together at the back of your mat. Inhaling to reach up to the ceiling. Exhaling, bringing your arms out to the walls. And sink your elbows and pull your hands towards each other. Just touch your fingertips together. Your palms stay apart. Shifting weight onto your right foot, step your left foot forward and stretch your arms forward. Your left arm stays where it is. Your right arm comes down and around. We're tilting into a soft triangle pose. Inhaling to lift your torso, stepping forward onto your front foot and easing into a high half moon pose. Gathering your back leg, your back arm, bringing your knee forward, hands together in front of you, and rotating your upper body over towards the right. Stepping forward at the top of your mat, inhaling to reach up. Exhaling, bring your arms out wide, hinge forward. Place your hands on the floor, and I'll give you lots of options here. You can stay here, or you can walk or step, hop back to plank. You can do chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, or you can do a lower down onto your stomach. You can lift into a low cobra, push yourself into plank, and then ease back into downward facing dog. Do any other variation of those that transition that you like. And you take 3 full inhales and exhales in whatever variation of downward facing dog you've chosen. It could be a child's pose too, if you're resting. Breathe softly, gently into your body. Slowly start to walk your hands back toward your feet, hugging towards the back of your mat. Bring your hands to the fronts of your legs and glide yourself up to standing. Taking your hands together, fingertips together, palms apart in front of you. Roll through your shoulders, up and back and down. You can come into any variation of tree pose that you want. Right foot is your tree, floating tree foot. Your foot might be on your lower leg, or it might be crossing in front of you. Pointing your knee forward and stepping forward will hinge softly into pyramid pose, then open into soft triangle. Right arm down, left arm up. Bend your knees a little, inhaling to lift, stepping forward onto your front foot into a high half moon pose. Hands together, gliding your floating leg forward. Your thigh might be parallel to the floor, then rotating your upper body toward the left. Facing forward, stepping forward toward the top of your mat, inhaling to reach up, exhaling, arms out, hinge forward. You can place your hands on the floor and then step back to plank. I can hop back to plank. Choose your transition, yourself a easeful transition. Bring your knees down, untuck your toes, and let your hips move back and fold your body over your legs. You could allow your forehead to approach the floor and breathe and breathe and breathe into your body. Placing your hands on the tops of your legs, lifting your torso, and looking down towards the top of your mat. Slide your hands forward towards the corners of your mat and lean forward and ease into seal pose. Lean back, place your elbows on the floor, interlace your fingers. Ease your chin towards your fist, your interlaced fingers. Move your hips back, tuck your toes under, and straighten your legs, lifting your knees off the floor, coming in a dolphin pose. Your knees back onto the floor, untuck your toes. Walking your hands back toward your legs, lifting into kneeling, placing the backs of your hands on your upper glutes, helping keep your pelvis soft and steady in a stable position as you lengthen your spine and ease your torso back a little. Help stretch out the front part of your body and lean into stretching out your chest, your shoulders, lifting your torso back to neutral, your arms hang heavy from your shoulders, and place your hands together. You can put your hands on the floor to help assist this transition, or you can shift weight onto your left knee and step your right foot forward smoothly, carefully. Walk your front foot forward a little and lean into low lunge. For extra support, you can tuck your back toes under. You can also put your elbow against the wall. Seems like you want extra support for your balance. Inhaling to reach arms overhead. Exhaling, take your left arm across your right knee. Your right arm wraps around behind you, and you can tilt forward any amount. Slide your left arm, left fingers down towards the floor. Pressing down into your front foot, pulling up and in at your belly, lifting your torso. Take both hands down. Lean into your low lunge. Tucking your back toes under, lifting your back knee, stepping back into a one-legged plank. Your front leg floats. Back behind you in your plank position and both feet down. And you can move through any transition you want. You can curl over and rest. You could lean forward into seal pose or upward facing dog and then move into downward facing dog. Take 3 full inhales and exhales in your downward facing dog. Gradually letting your knees come to the floor, curling your body over your legs. And gradually bringing yourself up to seated and up to kneeling. Placing your hands together in front of you, lift your rib cage and lean back any amount. If you prefer, you can put the backs of your hands or your palms on your upper glutes to help stabilize your lower body and just to remind you to keep your lower body firm and a strong foundation while you lean into your back bend. Focusing on steady breath and lots of support. Inhaling and lifting into neutral. You can put your hands on the floor or on furniture or on the wall as you shift weight and carefully, smoothly step your left foot forward, easing into a low lunge. You can ease your front foot forward a little. Take both arms overhead. And then taking your right arm, cross. Your left arm wraps around behind your body. You can tilt your torso forward any amount, which might also mean no amount. Then you're stretching forward and allowing your right arm to come across, your fingertips approach the floor on the left side. Pressing down into your front foot, squeeze your glutes just a little bit, lift your torso. Release your arms, take your hands down to the floor, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee. You're stepping back to one-legged plank. Your front leg floats into the back, both feet down, and hinge into your downward facing dog once again. Do you lower your heels, breathing softly into the length of your spine. And walking your hands back toward your feet back toward the back of the mat. Bend your knees and roll up. Inhale to sweep out, overhead, put your hands together. Draw your hands down, center line of your body. This time your palms press together as well as your fingers. And you can put your fingers together next to each other. Shifting weight onto your left foot. Your right foot comes into tree pose. Any variation of tree pose that you like. Stepping forward into pyramid pose and a soft triangle. Hands back together in front of you. Inhale to lift. Take your left arm forward. Your right arm wraps around behind you. Your left arm comes across over towards your right leg. You're easing into revolved triangle pose. Keep a long spine. Squeeze your glutes very, very slightly. Move your thighs towards each other. And bend your knees and lift. Hands together in front of you. Shift weight onto your back foot. Step together. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, arms out, hinge forward. Slide forward onto your mat. Lean into any variation of back bend. You can do upward facing dog. You can do seal pose. You can do sphinx pose. And pull back into downward facing dog. Breathe into your posture. Breathe into your shoulders. Breathe into your legs. Walking your hands back towards your feet back towards the back of your mat. Bend your knees and roll up. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, hands together in front of you. Palms together, fingers together. Shifting weight onto your right foot. Your left foot comes into any variation of tree pose you like. You've got lots of variations. You've got variations available to you that maybe I didn't mention. Maybe you like a particular variation of tree pose. Or you hold on to your foot. Just choose one. You can do different things with your arms. Breathe into your tree pose. Lengthen your spine. Find your center, wherever that is for you, and just breathe. And if you're feeling kind of wobbly and your tree pose isn't working out for you, what do? Well, use extra support or change your mind or change your tree pose. Put your foot down. Do something different. Taking your left leg forward out of tree pose, putting your foot down, hinging into pyramid pose and opening into a soft triangle. Left arm down, right arm up. Bending your knees, hands together, inhaling to lift. Reaching overhead, and your left arm comes wrapping around behind you. Your right arm reaches forward and tilt into revolved triangle. Your left arm's on the outside. Your right arm's on the outside of your left leg. And your left arm's wrapped around behind you, very gently opening your torso. Bending your knees, unwrapping. Inhaling and stepping together in the middle of your mat, reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, bringing your arms out to T, press your palms. Turn your fingers down, scoop from underneath you. The backs of your hands come together, your palms come together. Step or walk or hop your feet out towards the edges of your mat. Inhaling to reach up and out. Exhaling, turning your palms down and hinging forward about halfway. Gathering your thumbs toward your shoulders and reaching your arms forward. Exhale and bend your knees and sweep your arms into big circles. Connect your palms overhead and draw your hands down center line of your body. Sit back in a chair pose. You can place your elbows on the tops of your legs. Inhaling to reach up and out. Turn your palms down and hinge forward. Placing your hands down towards the floor. Keep your right hand down. Take your left arm up towards the ceiling. Put your left hand down. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling. Both hands down. Walk your feet back towards each other. Sit down into a squat pose. And walking your hands forward, allowing your knees to come down, untucking your toes, and sitting onto the tops of your feet. Hands on the tops of your legs. Roll your shoulders. Once again, turning your senses inward. Placing your hands on the floor, crossing your left ankle over your right. You can stay right here, and you could press a little bit more weight into your hands and try floating your knees off the floor with the tops of your feet as an anchor. Let your knees come down, cross your legs the other way, placing your hands into fists, curling into letting the flats of your knuckles press down into the floor, and try again. And knees down, uncrossing your feet, and crossing your legs underneath you, sticking your legs out in front of you, rolling through your feet and your ankles, gathering in your legs, bringing your torso toward your thighs. Inhaling to lift. Make sure you've got plenty of space behind you. Roll back onto your back. Knees into your chest. Draw circles. Left knee in toward your chest. Right leg goes long. Right knee in toward your chest. Left leg goes long. Both knees in toward your chest. Kick up your heels. Roll up to boat pose and balance. The back of your pelvis. Use the strength of your torso, strength of your inner thighs. Move your thighs towards each other. Try releasing your arms, floating your shins parallel to the floor. Breathe. And straighten your legs. Lean over your legs. Inhale to lift once again. Make sure you've got plenty of space behind you. Hook your thumbs and lower yourself down onto your back. Inhaling, gliding your arms overhead. Exhaling, allowing your knees to come in toward your chest. Move your feet around, ankles, toes. Your knees wing over to one side, and your opposite shoulder softly presses down with gravity towards the floor. And your knees point up, and your knees point over to the other direction. Your opposite shoulder gently presses down with gravity towards the floor. Your knees point up and walking your feet out towards the edges of your mat, rocking your knees left and right. Gathering your legs, kick around and move around. Crossing your right ankle over your left knee, flap your knee forward and back. And I'll give you a couple of different options here. You can gather your legs in toward your chest, or you can keep your left foot on the floor and let your legs wing left and right. You could do both of those things if you wanted. Uncrossing your right leg, then cross your left ankle over your right knee. You can flap your knee forward and back. And gather up your legs, bring your legs in toward your chest and rock a little bit. Keep your right foot on the floor and let your legs swing left and right. And crossing your left leg from your right leg. Allowing your legs to straighten out and lengthen along your mat. Your arms come long down by your sides. You can turn your palms up and rock your head left and right. Roll through your shoulders. Lengthen your neck. Bring your awareness to the centers of your palms and let your fingers be soft and heavy, extending from the centers of your palms. Bring your awareness to the centers, the bottoms of your feet. Now allow your feet to spread out, extend from the centers of your feet. Bring your awareness to the center of your forehead. Allow your head and your forehead, your temples, corners of your eyes, sides of your jaw, your lips get soft and heavy. Bring your awareness to the tip of your tongue. Allow the tip of your tongue to lift up and touch the roof of your mouth, and then allow your tongue to rest in your jaw. Bring your awareness to your navel. Encourage your breath to be full and expansive. And bring your awareness to your heart beating. Encourage your heart beating and your breath breathing. Let your awareness settle in your body. You can change your position, your resting position, however you want to. If you want to rest in a different position, if you want to move you want to move in any way that you want to. If you want to move to a piece of furniture, if you want to sit up, you can do any of those things while you rest. I encourage your resting. If you find any part of your body or your mind or your thoughts or your emotions uncomfortable, you can choose to either sit and experience that discomfort um, and pay attention to it and notice it and breathe. Or you can shift and change. and give your mind a different task, something else to do, you can make those choices. Choose how you want to work with your practice. Keep breathing and listening to your heart beating. You can stay like this for as long as you like. But if you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You could roll through your wrists and your ankles. You could stretch your arms and your legs, stretch your torso. You could roll over onto one side and pause there. Gradually, you could use your arms and your legs to bring yourself up, seated position. You bring your hands together and rub your hands together, pulling your thumbs toward your sternum and tucking your elbows in at your sides, sitting up tall with neutral spine. And observe the effects of your practice. Take a soft inhale. On your exhale, you can open your mouth and allow your shoulders to settle and allow your face to get soft and heavy and sink a little bit into your body. Yeah, one more time, inhale and expand. And exhale and settle. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to practice again soon, that you'll keep practicing, that you um, continue to keep working with your practice, keep expanding your practice, keep giving yourself time to increase your resilience, to increase your coping mechanisms for stress, that you'll continue to support yourself and take care of yourself so that you can do all the things you want to do, so that you can be present. And we'll all do that together, keep supporting each other. One more inhale breath and exhale. Thank you so much. Thanks for practicing with me. I appreciate you. I hope you have a really great rest of your day, and I hope you come back to practice again soon. Um, you can visit our website, comebackyoga.org. You can see us on PBS. You can come to an in person class, find out more about that on our website. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.